this is Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to your July monthly love forecast. If you'd like to book a private reading, you can click on the link below and it brings you to my booking site. You can pay and everything through there. And then if you can, send me your questions a couple days before your reading so I have time to look into your personality types and review your questions. Please, if you can, please keep your questions to 1 to 2 paragraphs. I've gotten lately so many questions that are 2, 3, 4 pages long, and it takes a lot more energy and a lot more time, and it is daunting. So if you can keep your questions to you can ask a list of questions, but I don't need all the background. Because I'm really just focusing on the present moment and the present questions that you have. And you can give me a little bit of background in 1 to 2 paragraphs. But so please do that if you can. And then another thing, Aquarius, we are going through a major transformation period. You're probably well aware that these last 2 to 3 weeks have been insanely confusing, right? In terms of life, in terms of love, in terms of communication. We have on the 21st the second full moon that we have in Sagittarius in a 30-day period. So what this means is wherever your 29th degree of Sagittarius is in your chart, whatever house that's in, that house is going to have major changes in your life, major closures, major beginnings, major expansions, major culminations. Okay, so there's been this period with Mercury being in Gemini, there's been this period of just utter confusion and frustration and uncertainty. But right now in June 21st, this week, everything's going to be coming to fruition, and there's going to be serious clarity shed on situations. So there's probably misjudgments, miscommunications, misguidance, misunderstandings, and then as we move through this week, you're going to start getting a lot of clarity on character flaws and really analyzing how people are actually really treating you, when you could be cutting people out of your life for good. All right, and these are people that you thought were going to be there for a long time, and you could just say, I really don't think you're a good person. You have shown me some major character flaws, and I'm not, like, we're done, and we're done. Or somebody could be coming into your life, or you have met somebody that might be a little confusing for the last couple weeks, but then you're realizing that this is somebody you're wanting to keep around for a long time because of their personality and their character, okay? Or their work ethic, or whatever it is, whatever that house is that this is impacting your life. It's going to be major transformations, life-altering transformations. This week is very big for everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Spirit and Universe, what are the messages and advice that you have for Aquarius love life in July 2016? What are the messages and advice that you have for Aquarius love life in July 2016? Now, another thing with this, there's going to be clarity that's coming this week, but the resolution of it is going to be moving forward over the next few weeks. All right, so the clarity is coming now, the understanding is coming now, and how all the dust settles is going to happen over the next few weeks. And I'm seeing clearly you're going to be definitely cutting somebody out of your life, most likely because either somebody new is coming in, or you just don't want to deal with them anymore. There's probably, let's get into this. So coming from June, you have the Queen of Wands. So you may be involved with a fire sign, and they're looking towards the future with you. Okay. Now, this is interesting because in your past and in your future, we have the King and Queen of Wands. So there is a fire energy that's very prevalent in your life. They could be somebody you just met and in your periphery, but there's much interest there. If you're in a long-term bond, it could be with a fire energy or somebody that has fire energies in their chart, somebody that's very a go-getter, an action-oriented person, somebody that takes direction and makes changes in their life, how they need to and how they want to, and they don't really make any apologies for who they are or what they do, because they feel justified, whether it's right or wrong. They feel justified in how they are, right? But they're focusing on you. You definitely have a very physical appreciation and attraction to them. Okay. Now, this energy is the type of energy that it's good and it's bad because it feels like a karmic connection, but it's physically based almost. It's it's a type of connection where you appreciate the physicality of somebody so much that you can't walk away from them, because not only could it be a very sexual relationship, but it's the type of connection where you like the way that their hands are shaped, or the way that their cheekbone is, or the feel of their hair, or the way that they walk, or the shape of their feet or calves. It's just this intense appreciation for their physical being, right? Yes, sexual attraction, but very physical attraction, and you are very drawn to them, and it tends to mask how they actually are as a real person, and how they actually treat you within the relationship, and how they communicate with you. Okay, so they're very strong. They're looking at this too. You're feeling this, they're feeling this. Now, what's your challenge or benefit position is the Six of Cups, and this is the card of looking back at the past and remembering all the good times that you had together, appreciating them, appreciating the communication, appreciating the emotions, all right? Looking back with nostalgia. So yes, there is an intense physical connection, but there's also good, it's not just about that. There's actually a lot here. There's a lot of memories. There's a lot of history there. Okay? Even if you just met them, these moments can be intense for you, right? This is somebody where you met them and you remember everything they say, everything they do. You remember how they move their hands, how their lips move when they talk, all right? I know this sounds weird, but that's what this type of connection is. That's what these types of memories are, and they bring out all these emotions in you, okay? Now, that is a little frightening to you, even if you're in a committed bond, okay? There's been confusion, there's been disconnection, and you're looking back at these times with positive feelings. As an air sign, Aquarius, you tend to be a little fearful of your emotions, or you try to place logic on your emotions, and it tends to have you retreat as you figure them out in your head. Okay? That's what's happening here in July. You are, with this Eight of Pentacles, you're very focused on work. You're focused on what you're building, maybe in the relationship, but also building at work. You're putting your head down and you're focusing on a task, focusing on a project or work as you're trying to figure this out. Now, the good news is you're going to recognize that there is a lot of love and connection there, because this is what's crowning your July. Okay, there's a lot of happiness and fulfillment within this relationship, or at least you're feeling that there could be. Okay. You're feeling that there could be. But again, you're going to be watching how they are treating you, how they're communicating with you, and how they are with you. And you're actually going to be really deciding in July if they are going to be somebody that you really want to keep around or not. Because just because this is here doesn't mean that it is a good person for you. Okay? Same for them. If you're in a committed bond, lots of history and lots of wanting to move it forward and keep this happiness and this fulfillment and contentment at its peak. Okay? But you're doing this in your head. You're figuring this out while you're working. Okay? You're retreating into your work while you figure this out, because this is pretty intense. Okay? They are still here in your future. Here we go, though, because I'm sensing that just because they're feeling this too, yes, but it doesn't mean that they're seeing this with you. They're seeing this with you, but it doesn't, you're the one that's feeling this. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are seeing this strong future with you, okay? The communication and the interactions are going to continue through July. This is in your near future. They're still here, wands. But there is a sense of thinking, and this is what this Five of Cups is, okay? There is a sense of thinking, I don't know about this person. I don't know what they've shown me is good. So you could be focusing on these spilled cups here. And yes, obviously you're needing to turn around and look at the positive sides of it. But with the energy that's in the sky right now, that's not going to sway your mind probably enough to continue. And I normally wouldn't say that just at this phase. I'm saying that based off of these two cards. Okay? It could be though, because here, this is how you're viewing the situation. You're looking at the negative aspects. This is how they are viewing the situation. They are looking at you as an air sign, as somebody that is full of ideas. They want to discuss this with you. Okay, they're wanting you to discuss this with them. You're retreating, remember? You're retreating, you're focusing on things and you're figuring this out. And they are needing, especially as a fire sign, they are needing to this communication from you. So they are looking at you saying, we need to start talking. We need to start figuring this out. Either way, I need to know where I stand and we need to do this. Now, what this is going to be causing is you're going to start sensing this anxiousness from them, and it's going to stress you out even more. And so you're going to be, this is your hope and fear position. You're most likely going to be retreating even further, okay? Because you don't want that type of pressure. You don't operate that way. Even if you wanted to for them, it stresses you out so much that you will retreat even further. It doesn't mean you're leaving them for good at all. You just need more space now. Okay, this is your perception and your emotions. This is a Knight card. This is your perceptions and your emotions of what to, you're exiting the situation for a while. You're taking a break because they're starting to stress you out because they're wanting to communicate so much. Okay. Keep in mind there is a lot of emotion there. There is a lot of connection there. The outcome of July is the Three of Swords. Now this can be heartbreak. It doesn't have to be though. It just can be a continuation of this frustration as all this energy filters out. But I am definitely sensing that you are going to be probably moving forward, or you may have met somebody else, or they may have met somebody else, or maybe they were involved with somebody else along with you, even though there's this here. And so you're just kind of deciding to, you're not going to continue it, at least for July. Okay, this doesn't, air signs tend to go away for a long time, weeks, and then they will come back and there will be communication. But you need that time to process, and you need that time to just put your head down and work and while you figure things out. Okay, especially if this is such an intense connection and there can be such growth there and such commitment there, you're really going to take your time with it. So this, yes, there's going to be moments of sadness and frustration, and they are going to be feeling it because they're needing you to talk. But so be sensitive to that, but you don't have to play into it if you don't want to. You can just go your way and figure it out. And if they are still there when you come back, you can talk. Okay, that's what I'm sensing with this. It's not a finality. It's I'm not ready to make this decision yet. I will be soon. I will let you know. That's what I'm sensing about this card. Okay, let's look at an oracle card. Spirit and Universe, what are the overall messages and advice that you have for Aquarius regarding their love life in July? collective of pixies. This says duty, willingness, joyful participation, and virtue. What is needed here is not only awareness of duty, but a merry approach to it. This job has to be done, so one might as well do it willingly. Progress through this dance maze step by step, lithely and lightly. Take joy and pride in achievement. Approach the work with zeal, zest, and zing, and perhaps even a little zaniness as well. Otherwise, you might as well not bother. Almost. There is something about this lighthearted approach to your duty that is important at this time in order to achieve the results you want. Additionally, consider the words collective and cooperative as you make your plans. The situation may take more than one person, perhaps several, working together to achieve the desired results. Joining forces with others is appropriate at this time. Seek the cooperation of friends, family, co-workers, and the universe as appropriate. So what this is saying is you're not really going to be ready to fully make a decision just yet. They're going to be pushing for communication. There's intense connection there. There's a very hopeful future there. You're thinking about it, okay? Be sensitive to their need for communication. And sometimes instead of just going away, if you're not ready to talk about something, instead of just going away and disappearing, you just need to tell them, look, I am feeling very forced in this communication right now. I need 1 or 2 weeks to think about this. I'm not going away for good. I will be coming back. And you have to be very clear with this communication with them because they don't read actions the way that other people do. They need the verbal communication. So you say, I will be back in a few weeks. We will definitely talk and make sure that that happens. Okay, don't lie to them. Make sure that that happens and just say, I'm taking a break for a couple weeks. We will definitely talk again. I'm recognizing this connection between us. I'm focused at work. We will talk again. Okay. And then you could say, if you continue to pressure me for this communication, it's just going to push me away farther. Right? You can be very clear in your communication that way, and they will read it and accept it and be okay with it. Be perfectly content with it, okay? Because they are recognizing this just like you are. So I think this is the message of what can happen, but you can also mitigate this intensity by how you communicate. Okay. All right, Aquarius, well, thank you so much. And thank you so much for your likes and your shares and your subscribes. And I will be seeing you in August.